So legally in the UK, I'm no longer seen as a woman. So from now on, to protest, I'm going to be visiting all the men's bathrooms. Well, I wouldn't say them all, but I'm going to be visiting a lot of the men's bathrooms if I need the toilet. And yeah, like it's going to be interesting to see what the guys have got to offer. And we'll hang out, we'll have a little party, we'll have a great time together.
Trans women are women, and that's just the fact. Trans women have always existed. We will always exist no matter what you try to do to hide us.
I came out to my mom at age 4 as a girl, and
What did you say?
I said, I think God made a mistake and put a boy into, or a girl into a boy's body. And, she said, God doesn't make mistakes. But, a number of years later, we made it to where we needed to be. But I want them to know that we are not monsters. We are not trying to do anything but just get by and to live authentically. And I think anyone should, try to support someone who is just trying their best and wants to be the best version of themselves. And for me, that is absolutely my womanhood. And no matter what my passport or the administration says, I am a woman, and I feel really proud of it. And that's something that I'm still learning and growing every day in.
Apparently, there are people out there who believe that indeed there is a God out there, but he does make mistakes. And because he makes mistakes, it is fine because he created us as mankind to correct those wrongs. We understand that sometimes he's overwhelmed with the numbers of people that are growing, people are dying, he's making a lot of decisions. So we are here to fill that gap and make decisions for him. We are here to say that God, it's okay. We acknowledge that you're indeed God, you're the creator of all things, but you're also imperfect. And as people who understand you, it is fine because we are redefining our lives. We are doing the right things that you could not do for us. You are welcome to my channel. My name is Winnie Lucky. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. I am so grateful. If you're new here, find yourself a seat. I am very sure that if not all of you, many of you are aware of the fact that the UK court has come out to say that if you are not a woman biologically, then you are not covered under the gender equity laws.
The unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex. But we counsel against reading this judgment as a triumph of one or more groups in our society at the expense of another. It is not.
And some of these people are coming out to say that no. I am a trans woman. I belong here. I am harmless. I have never hurt anyone. I am a loving person. Why are they ripping me off my benefits as a woman? These places of safety, these places of conveniences, why are you taking them away from us? Because we are women. We are women, not biologically as assigned by doctors, but within us, we've come out to tell you that truth. That within us, the spirit within us is communicating otherwise. It's saying that I speak like a woman, I act like a woman, I dress like a woman, I should do everything like a woman, walk like a woman. Everything I am doing, I should be doing it like a woman. That is what the spirit within me is saying. My body, my physical body should not deceive you. Some of the people out there were very happy. They celebrated. They said, we've been fighting for this for a long time. This is what we wanted. We only have two genders. We recognize two sexes, that is the male or the female. We know that there are times where people come out in a unique way, and those kind of people are given a chance to choose whether or not they want to be a particular gender. If not so, sometimes they are allowed to grow to a particular age and discover on their own which side is active, and once they discover the part that is active, they are going to choose that. Those people come out in a special way, and I believe that they are given the liberty to at least make that kind of choice. However, we've discovered that at least many of us, if not all of us, are aware that the Western world has come out to legalize LGBTQ, not necessarily every country, but it's something that is coming out to be a normal part of the community. They're coming out to rise as a community, and it shouldn't be a shock to you that some of this culture has reached Africa, because we have countries that are actually accepting this kind of community. I know that the people that are affected by this law are the trans community, and so they have a lot of complaints.
Should be a huge sense of shame here in the UK today, because the Supreme Court has ruled now that the definition of woman is purely based on biology, meaning that trans women are now no longer considered women here in the UK. It was brought in front of the Supreme Court by a group called For Women Scotland, and nearly 1/3 of the money for this campaign was donated by J.K. Rowling. So if you were a big fan of Harry Potter as a kid, it's time to get over it, because any money that is going into that franchise, J.K. Rowling is using at her will to fund anti-trans legislation. Look at her Twitter, you'll see all she does all day is rant about trans people, including people who aren't trans that she determines are trans. You remember what happened during the Olympics? So I'm so sorry if Harry Potter was big for you, but you need to get over it. Snap your wand in half, rip your books apart, because J.K. Rowling must be stopped. Transphobia is rampant here in the UK, and you cannot contribute to it.
A few black people came out saying that why on earth is J.K. Rowling's transphobic? She's not supposed to be transphobic. Why? Why isn't she supposed to be transphobic? If you've made a choice, why doesn't someone have to make a choice? Why do we all have this perception of someone has to act according to their color, their race, their blah, blah, blah? No, I just don't think that that is supposed to be the point. I think that everyone is made differently and specially for themselves to the world, and they have a part where they have to contribute to this other side of the world as well. You must be familiar at least with Harry Potter because she's the brains behind Harry Potter. Very many people did not take it well when they discovered that she contributed about 70,000 Great British pounds to this cause, and they came out saying that we are not going to support you because you're transphobic, and so we're going to ban all your books, we are not going to watch your movies. And she comes out to say it is okay. In fact, in one of her tweets, she comes out to say that I get the same royalties whether you read them or ban them. Enjoy your marshmallows. Yes, we know that of late LGBTQ has become an issue, it has become a topic. It's not only becoming common to the ears, but very common to the eyes as well. And that is why very many people are coming out to say, especially people who are against LGBTQ, they are coming out to say, no. This is not what we expected. We are not heading that side. We are not going that side. As much as this community existed for centuries or in the ancient of days, we are not going to have a large community of such kinds of people.
Well, as a voice for the trans community, since I've been in the public eye, I've always seen the good in everything, and I've always been very positive. And I hate to say this, but for the first time since I've had that title or that role, I actually do feel nervous and scared. But not only for myself, but for the community, because it's the unknown. I think there's a lot that has been said that there's not clarity. There's not, we're not sure exactly what is going to happen in terms of passports, toilets, gym change rooms. There's so many things logistically that need to be discussed. And then to have the headline that, the definition of a woman is biological sex makes me feel, and trans people feel, as though we're defined as a man. I'm essentially a man in a lot of people's eyes, and legally, potentially now on paper, I could be. And that's scary. I will still continue to use a female toilet. I still see myself as a woman and always will. Whether this legislation comes in and people agree with it or not, I still see myself as a woman, whether it's on paper or not. I'm all for protecting women and their rights. I'm not here to take away anybody's rights. I just want to acknowledge that I am an equal and I also have rights. And women have fought so many years for being able to vote and so many other rules and legislations that it now feels like they're turning that on us and we now have to deal with that struggle. And it's like women have had to fight for so long and now you're happy to watch us and celebrate and drink champagne at this ruling, knowing that we have to now go through that struggle.
With the ruling, trans women are going to be denied certain care that belong to only the women. They are going to be denied certain spaces like abused women's shelters, home shelters. There's going to be a lot of implications and negative impact to the trans women who are out there. Some of these people are already saying this is becoming an issue. It's going to become an issue, I beg your pardon, when we are going to our places of convenience. Being a trans woman, how can I go to the men's loos and leave the women's loos, and yet I'm a woman? I have to continue going to the women's because my life will be endangered. How can a man see me, a woman who is not a woman? They are no longer feeling safe. They feel disturbed. They are saying they are going to remain trans women and act the way they've been acting because they know that the choices they've made over their identity is nothing but harmless, especially to the people who are out there throwing hate towards them. A few years from now, the LGBT community is going to have a huge voice in this world. If just leave Uganda, travel and leave Uganda and have an issue in the Western world, any country in Europe, in America, have an issue with them, immediately they want to deport you. Just tell them that, me, I don't understand my gender. Uganda is against homosexuals. Uganda is against LGBTQ. They're going to give you hostage. You're going to come up with a lot of benefits. I don't know what their aim is, but you're going to be protected, and whether you like it or not. Very many people are doing these things. Some of them are lying that they are not feeling like they are men anymore. They feel like they're women, blah blah blah, all for the sake of these benefits. They are after the benefits that are given to women, and women are saying no, these belong to us because we are biologically assigned as women. So you cannot come out of nowhere and start saying that I am a woman, you should put me in a woman's cell when you have committed a crime. I have been seeing these stories. They are all over the place. A man commits a crime, and years later, they are saying that they are women. They are no longer men, so they should be put in the same cell as women. These people are coming out strong. And to make matters worse, the people that are funding these people to continue, spreading the culture, these people are very powerful. These are the people that will term as invisible voices. They are there to sponsor these people to come out to speak. We need our rights. We want our rights. As a community, we have to coexist. We are all mankind. We have equal rights. People like J.K. Rowling are not going to tolerate such people to exist in the same space with other women. They're not going to accept these people to be safe with other women. They don't trust them, not one bit.